daydreaming on a cloud with you like horizon. With you tonight and on an island. It's about time for making up. Found you as if you're waking up. Now you feel said I couldn't miss your touch. I needed to distance myself from you. I was just in love with you. So I confess, won't you? Won't you? Can I tell you something for what it's worth? We've had it back on
Hey y'all, it's Sha-Deana Z and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you never miss a video. So today is day one of my micro lock appointment. I am getting micro locks installed, y'all. So if you've been keeping up with my videos, I just combed out 160 traditional locks to get over 200 micro locks. So I just feel like the smaller locks will fit me, and the styles on smaller locks are so much more versatile. And I also just experienced some damage with having my traditional instant locks, so that's one of the main reasons I chose to get rid of them. But if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave it down below. So right now my hair is freshly washed. I washed it 2 days ago. I washed it, shampooed, conditioned, and put in some leave-in conditioner, also some oil, and I just twisted it up to stretch it the best that I can. So now what I'm about to do is, it looks crazy, but I'm about to take them loose and just try to comb through, just making sure that they are stretched enough for my install. So I'm going to start with 2-strand twists. So basically she's going to braid it halfway and the rest will be 2-strand twisted. And my sister just went, y'all, this is like a 2-day process. We really got humbled because we was thinking everything was going to be like a 1-day process. So my lock comb out took a week and a half. It took a week and a half for me to comb out my locks, and I went to my loctician 3 of those days to help comb out my locks. So after we got that done, we was thinking the install was going to be fast. That's looking like it's going to take 2 days, maybe 3. So today is micro lock install day 1. And yeah, like I said, I'm finna just take a loose these 2-strand and making sure they are stretched, combing them out. And don't be like me, make sure you are unraveling your 2-strand twists at the bottom first and working your way up. But I'm seeing my roots need some work because they tangled. We're not finna deal with that. That's exactly what I don't want to deal with, no tangles. So this is the best I can get it. As long as my fingers can glide through it, then the comb should be able to glide through it when parting. So all right, so I'm gonna do all of these other sections the same way, and then I guess I'll see y'all at my appointment. All right, as you can see, this is my micro lock appointment, day 1. This was Thursday, May 1st. This took 6 hours and 30 minutes. I got there at 9 and I didn't leave until 3:30. So basically y'all were able to see in the beginning of the video exactly what I did to stretch and prepare my hair for this micro lock install. So of course I'm starting with freshly washed and stretched hair that she parted into 12 sections, and I'm really just trying to get every angle possible because I'm trying to show y'all exactly how my grid was set up, just in case anybody wants to, you know, get the same grid or parting that I started with. So now she started to part just so I can get the size correct. So we did about 2 sections or 2 rows, and then she let me look and see if this is the exact size that I want as far as the block size and the grid, and that's when I decided on my size, and then she was able to continue adding the rest. And of course it was just extra hair in the nape area, so the blocks appeared to be bigger, but the size that I actually went with was the row above that because I didn't want them too big or too small. And then she was just showing me that I experienced some breakage as we were doing my lock comb out. So when we were combing out my locks, some of my hair broke off. And that led to some pretty short micro locks. Some of my locks were not able to be braided, but you couldn't tell. I think it was like 2 or 3 in the back. And again, I just want to mention this. We did start with 2-strand twists, but they were braided at the root. So we started them braided at the root, but I have a lot to say about that. I'll just leave that for another video. And we ended up finishing, like I mentioned, at 3:30 in the afternoon. So 6 hours and 30 minutes to do 4 sections. Alright y'all, welcome to my micro lock appointment day 2. This was Saturday, May 3rd. I was there from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and this took 4 hours. And in those 4 hours, she was able to do 3 sections. But if you are watching this video, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a tip. If you are looking to start your micro locks with 2-strand twists, make sure, of course, you get them braided at the root. And after you make your 2-strand twist, make sure you braid it a little bit at the end. So braid it at the root, twist it, and then braid it at the end to seal it off. Because one thing about 2-strand twists, they will unravel. Because I'm recording this voiceover right now, y'all, and I'm in the process of retwisting probably like 85% of my head, because dang near all of my locks unraveled. And then I was thinking like, dang, I should have started with braids. But let me tell you something, braids are a little bit more permanent. Of course, you can take a loose a braid if you need to, but I would much rather take a loose a twist, because I don't have time to be taking a loose hundreds of braids versus taking a loose a 2-strand twist. So taking a loose a 2-strand twist is just much easier. And of course, if you are like me or just an indecisive person, getting 2-strand twists is more recommended, because it's not really that hard to take a loose if you want to fix your grid, if you want to add more locks, if you want to combine locks, or if you want to fix your parting. It's just easier to manipulate versus getting braids. All right, y'all, so I just got home. Baby girl said, hey, I just got home from my micro lock install day 2. So this is the second day that I went to go get my micro locks done, and this is how far she got. So at first I had 8 sections, and now I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we only worked for like 3 hours today, but look at my grid. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Very short, very uneven, just because I experienced some breakage when combing out my locks. I did trim a lot. Well, not a lot, but I trimmed like 2 inches. The back is super shrunk. This may shrink too, but the side and middle is longer than the back. And I know this is a lot longer as well. This white stuff is just lock gel. We will be on micro lock day 3 very soon. So that is when I will check back in, and that is when I will see y'all again. So let me let y'all get another peek of my hair. Let y'all see this side. So yeah, that's what they looking like. And of course, they have to start off little and they'll bud and get bigger. But the front 2 are shorter, because this is where my postpartum hair loss and shedding was. So of course these are little, but I'm fine with that. At least I can get locks again. So that was one of the reasons I started over. But yeah, she's so cute. But yeah, this is where we are so far, and I just know, bless you baby, I just know they about to eat, because I just love, like, one thing about me, I love a good grid. Like, that's number 1. So I'll check back in with y'all later. Alright y'all, this was my micro lock appointment day 3. This was Wednesday, May 7th, and I was there from 9 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. and this took 5 hours and 20 minutes, and she was able to do the last 5 sections. Overall, this appointment went really well, even though it took 3 days. We took our breaks and we was really like binging Netflix series, so it didn't feel like it took as long as it did. But I forgot to mention, of course, before she started to install my locks, she made sure to just further stretch and blow dry each section, and now she was doing the last lock. And I really forgot to mention, for those of you who are new here, this is my 3rd set of locks. I had 56 traditional locks, and I started those with instant locks, and I combed those out, and then I had 160 traditional locks that I started with instant locks, and I combed those out, and now I have micro locks. but y'all don't mind me because I felt like I was looking like a little scarecrow. But when she finished, she put oil on my scalp, and then she went in with some mousse and she blow dried it just to seal it all in. Overall, I'm just really glad I chose to start with 2-strand twists, because towards the end of the video you guys will see like how much more they look more aesthetic, and I was more comfortable wearing them in public versus if I decided to go with braids. I'm pretty sure they would probably be suspended in air and like stiff and super skinny. So yeah, I'm glad I got 2-strand twists. However, they both have their pros and cons, but we'll talk more about that in another video. But this is how my hair was looking the night of my complete install, and as you can see, I was just showing you guys my parts, and you can see how my twists, they kind of swell up, so they started to look thicker than what they did at my appointment. And again, I did experience postpartum hair loss and shedding in the front, so I have about 3 to 4 super tiny locks in the front. Alright y'all, so this was Tuesday, May 13th. So this was 6 days later, almost a week later from my microloc install. And when I tell y'all, these really eat down. Like, you can see they started to get like a little bit more fluffy, but y'all can kind of see my grid a little bit more. And when I tell y'all, I really look so much better with smaller locks. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure some people might agree or disagree, but me personally, yeah, the smaller locks just fit me. And like, what have I been doing? Like, why haven't y'all been told me to get microlocs? I mean, I was dibbling and dabbling in the traditional locks, and it's nothing wrong with that, but I just believe, I don't know, it fits certain people. You personally have to figure out what locks look best on you, and that's okay. This is why it's called a loc journey, because you may not get it right on the first try, and it's okay to go bigger or smaller or combine and split to get exactly what you want.